Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to our coverage of Indy PopCon 2017. We're visiting some developer booths today, and one that we ran across a little earlier that took our sort of our fancy, if you will. That's kind of a cat joke. Don't they have Fancy Feast? It's a bad joke. Anyway, with Falcon here, this is Tyler Thompson to talk about the game Cattails, which is a very, very interesting little indie game that we ran across. So for those of them that have never heard of Cattails, would you care to give us your spiel, your
Yeah. So Cattails is a game where you play as a cat that lives in the wilderness. You have to hunt, fight, explore, and socialize in an expansive open world. So it's got a lot of influences like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley in there. Really, you're just surviving as a cat. You're making relationships with other cats, and you can even like marry some of the cats and have kittens with them. And so the world around you is a big part of it as well. It kind of changes as you play.
That's adorable, by the way, the kitten thing. I like that a lot. So when you, let's say you do get married and then you have your kittens, like what types of survival elements come in then? Do you have to protect the kitties?
Yeah, so for the most part, you're just protecting yourself. You're providing food for yourself. But we may look into adding a mechanic like that. At the moment, the kittens are probably safe, though. We don't want to traumatize
them. It might be, you might traumatize a few children with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we played it a little bit. Well, Keegan played it with your beautiful cat ear setup that you have going on here. And it looked very interesting. So it plays almost like a screen-to-screen, old-school Zelda-style game. But then when we talk about the elements that the game involves in terms of the survival elements, you were talking about there's like critters and things that you can catch. So what type of critters are we talking about?
Right, yeah. So the world is very large. So if you're in a forest, you're going to encounter like mice, squirrels, rabbits, crows even. If you're in like a swamp, you're going to encounter frogs, toads. There's really a whole bunch of stuff. There's a myriad of creatures that your cat can catch. And you need to eat those in order to survive.
Is there any other survival stuff bar the food? Do you have to have water? Do you have to have like shelter or anything like that?
We're keeping it pretty light. It's a fairly casual survival system, although another thing that you're going to be balancing often is your health. There's the hunger and then there's the health. And the health you can actually regain with herbs that your cat is foraging. So as you're out in the world, you can find flowers, you can find plants that are growing, and so you can regain some of that health with herbs. So that's kind of the other survival element.
So you have the Resident Evil system of getting better, just pick a green herb and chew it down and the health goes up.
It's similar
nice.
to that.
So you were telling us before that there are these kind of daily events that show up in terms of, I want to say, cat gang warfare.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good way to put it. A big part of the game revolves around these factions of cats that are living in the wilderness with you. So you're just part of one of these factions, but all of the factions, since they're made of cats, they're very territorial creatures, and so they all want like land. They want to take land from each other. So every day there's some dynamic battles that occur right on the border of your colony there, and so you can actually assist your colony in taking new territory, or if you don't, then perhaps the enemy is going to start pushing into your turf.
Right, and is there like what's the kind of end game? You know, what's your major goal? Just to like raise a family and be a happy kitty, or like to actually dominate the entire world?
So that's actually something that's basically up to the player. A lot of people, for me personally, it is to raise your happy cat family, to kind of get all the items, get all of the custom cat colors that you can unlock in game, because there's a huge customization system. But for some people, it might be to dominate the world. For some people, it's going to be to conquer some of our more challenging aspects of the game. So there's a lot of endgame goals, really.
It's kind of up to the personality of the player/cat.
It is.
As to what they want to do with the rest of their life.
Correct.
That's awesome. And lastly, you kind of mentioned there was also some seasonal elements to it as well. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that affects the gameplay in general?
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually a really big core part of gameplay. So as you're playing, you're going to move from like summer to fall to winter and so on and so forth. And as you're playing, the season that you're in is going to determine a lot of things. In winter, for example, there's less animals to catch, so you're going to have to stock up for the winter.
And that makes sense.
There's going to be less plants growing in winter, for example. And then there's certain plants that are only going to grow in certain seasons. There's certain animals and bugs that are only going to come out at certain times. So there's a very important seasonal element to the gameplay.
And like you said, there's different things that open at different moments. Do they each have different values in terms of like how much health they give you, or how much like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a plant, for example, Marigold, which heals a lot of your health. and that's only available certain seasons. So what a lot of players are going to want to do is to stock up on that when they can. So they're going to go out and explore the world, possibly even enter into enemy territory in order to get what they need, and then get out of there for the harder months of the year.
And it's kind of like an inventory system, right? So you actually have like, I guess, like a pouch of some kind.
Yeah. You have this ethereal cat pouch that you're holding stuff in.
That's cool.
You can actually lay down those items anywhere in the world. They're going to stay there. It's a very persistent world. So you can use your den that your cat lives in. You can just drop your items there, and they're going to stay there for you.
Awesome. And the last question, how many lives do you have, and is it 9?
It is more than 9. You kind of get as many tries as you need.
Okay.
We don't want to be too punishing. Although there is penalty to death. You lose a day, and you drop all the items you're holding.
Gotcha.
Things like that. But we want it to be a fairly casual experience, even though it has battles, even though it has survival elements. We want anyone to be able to jump in and enjoy our game.
Awesome. So to end up, tell us a little bit about like where we can find you, where we can find more about this game, what it's coming to, all that jazz. Plug away, man.
Absolutely. So the main site that you're going to want to check out is cattailsgame.com. And that has all the information about the game. That links to our social media as well. We are coming to Steam in late 2017, tentatively December. We have a coming soon page right now. You can go there right now and add us to your wish list. So that's kind of all the important stuff that you're going to need to know to learn more about Cattails.
All right, awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining us, Tyler. It was a pleasure, man. And really good luck with the game. It's very enjoyable.
Thank you so much.
Right, take care.
It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level.